Good morning everyone, welcome back to another video. So this video might even go up today, that's the plan at least. We'll see how I get on. So I'm on the east coast at the moment, around Aberdeen, and every single morning I've been working on that Bedford. If you've seen, there are pictures on the community page of the finished result. Video will come, I'm not sure when, probably in a few weeks, maybe even a month or so time. I was going to get a video that I'd recorded of it's not really true, it was just a title I made, but why you shouldn't buy an old van. I know that completely contradicts my last video, but that's what I want to make a little follow-up on. I'm so glad that that video went down with you guys, the why new vans are just terrible, and I'm so glad that so many of you actually agree and can see it. And this door is not fully opening because I've got 2 jerry cans. There's 2 jerry cans there because they're full of veg oil. Because at the moment, Rose is running on 80% veg oil and she is just loving it. And yeah, the guy that I was doing the work for, he gave me some of that and he's really sound. He's given me so many bits, and I'll be back and there's going to be some upgrades on Rose. I'm going to help him finish some of the conversion on the Bedford as well. But otherwise, Rose has had various new bits. I won't give it all away, because that's all to come. Make sure you're subscribed. And also, I'll be back. And when I do come back, she's gonna get some more upgrades that are gonna be life-changing to cross-continental drives. Like, absolutely life-changing. And yeah, that is another advantage of running the old diesels. No modifications whatsoever on these old indirect inject. Someone said, do you mean mechanical, not common rail, not indirect injection? Now these are indirect injection. They go into a little pre-chamber which has a little sphere in it, and that like aerates the fuel before it then goes into the cylinder head. Oh, that's a nice wave. I'm just loving being by the sea. I've never lived by the coast. It's only been, you know, it's a novelty whenever we're there. Some people are going to walk past, though they're taking their time. So yeah, Rose has absolutely tromped it, and since then I joined some veg oil groups on Facebook, and I was like, that'll be good. I can hopefully pick up some veg oil along the way. And then I came across a really cool guy that does it on the road, on his travels up in Scotland, and I'm not going to give all that away as well. That, I've already put the bits in my eBay basket. That's coming. I'm so excited for that. You just have to wait for that. Yeah, Rose is going to become this absolute monster, and oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be brilliant. These old engines, as I say, indirect injection, they love veg oil. As long as you've got the Bosch pump, indirect injection, they love it. Another advantage of running the old diesels. It's just, they're meant to be repaired even at the roadside, and I've got loads of spares now that you cannot get thanks to the guy. He didn't want to be in the video, so I won't tell you his name as well. I'll just keep it quiet out of respect, but he's absolutely sound bloke to know. And yeah, as I say, I'll be back, help him, he's helping me, and it's a kind of, you know, it's a good place to be in. And yeah, it's the first time I've been on the east coast, and wow, it is beautiful. The rugged coastline, and it's lovely. Even though you haven't got the mountains, the coast is just beautiful. And yeah, every single morning before doing the Bedford, I go in the sea, go for a little swim. Every single morning. It's been absolutely bonny. And yeah, what a place to be. So I've been here for a week now, longer than expected, but I love it. There's no rush. I just kind of chill at my own pace. I had to go get some parcels and popped up on the veg oil and back. And you know, doing the short runs, because veg oil is thicker, doing the short runs, it didn't like it so much. It was using quite a lot, but then on the long run, no different. Loads of power. Yeah. Anyway, I won't give it all away because I'm making a video specifically on that. But I just wanted to touch on, yeah, the terribleness of modern day. I don't know the specifics, but there's definitely some kind of rule. My dad used to go on about it, about that they change things because things used to last too long. So it was, I don't know if it was a law or a common strategy that big manufacturers and corporations would be the correct word. Big corporations decided, hang on, we can make more money. It's not like they weren't making enough money. It's like, hang on, we can make more money here if we make things not repairable and we try and sell them a new version every single time. Because if they'd have just kept making these engines, and there would be a full parts availability, so there would be no reason not, because I know a lot of people don't want to buy an old vehicle because of parts availability, but if they'd have kept making these, there'd be no lack of parts availability, there'd be no like worry and stuff, and bits would be everywhere and so easy to replace. But yet they don't do that. So when I take the van to Africa and Morocco, like, it's going to be so much easier because those countries are not like part of the whole Western world scheme. And I'll tell you one thing, that you know, you've just got to think about it for 1 second. And I don't have many conversations of people with EVs and people that like them and stuff, but you just got to have one conversation with them, I find, and it's, think for 1 second, what are you doing? You're throwing away something that was perfectly running before, that your thinking is so dirty. Well, actually, veg oil is running on waste oil, because this is waste vegetable oil. It's actually a recycle. So you're reusing something that's already been used. And the guy was telling me, if the emissions tester at the MOT won't pick up on veg oil, because there are carbons coming out, but they're different carbons. So it doesn't look for it and it can't see it, which is interesting. But, you know, it's not perfectly clean. Sure, it's still, you know, it's still emitting carbons. That's you're not denying that. But you're not making diesel just to put in a car, just to sell it, so that you can drive around and pay 80% tax on that. You're using something that's already been used and recycling it. This van is more environmentally friendly than every EV. I'm going to say it, every EV. Because it's done 270,000 miles, it's 30 years old, it's had a few new parts here and there. Yeah, it's had a lot of welding as well, you know. But if you looked at, if you had one of these vans and you bought one, right, when it was like nearly new, you could have these forever. Like, you could just keep them running. And that's the thing, if they didn't stop making them and they just continue to make them, then parts and stuff would be so available, so cheap and easy to repair. It's because of their scheme. Everything negative about buying an old van is intentional. Parts availability, they stopped making them. They didn't have to stop making them, but they stopped making them because the government and emissions. It's all part of the plan. It's not just the way things worked out. It's all planned down to a T. They know what they're doing. A bit like when they spray stuff in the sky. Like, it's been sunny all week and it's meant to be cloudy and start raining this weekend, which is fine. That's, you know, it's May, it's Scotland, whatever. But for the last 4 weeks or 3 weeks, it's been pure sunshine. But in between, we had like 3 days of really weird cloud where it got really cold. But that wasn't forecast, and it just appeared, and it was there for 2 days and then it disappeared. Whereas this stuff that's like forecast and it's actually going to rain, it's like, well, okay, that's genuine cloud. Like today, the clouds are out. It's fine. When you see the streaks in the sky and the weird haziness, one, if you're going to deny it, I've seen it with my own eyes. And two, look into geoengineering and then blocking the sun to try and help climate change. Yeah. And also, climate change is measured on a basis of about a few hundred years. But if you measure it on, and I learned about this at school and I clocked on this, and they teach you it, but they show you the information, but they don't teach you that. Because if you look back for the last multi-thousand years, the temperature has been much hotter and much colder. And there's been civilization on the planet. Like, there's nothing, and don't even get me started on sea levels rising. I saw a picture on Facebook the other day. Picture in the 1920s, picture in 2020. It's the same harbour and the same sea level in 100 years. And look, what did they do? Fucking say fossil fuels are going to run out. Every single decade, there's been a new alarm to try and put taxes up and say, oh, this is going to run up, so we need to put the taxes up to try and solve this. This is going to run up, so we need to put the tax up to try and solve this. This is going to run up, so we need to put the tax up to try and solve this. The price of fuel has gone down since 2000. Yeah, it went up in 2020, but it's come back down now, and it's about the same price as it was like back in the early 2000s. Yet it's so much more expensive because they're charging more tax on it. And yet they say they don't have enough money. And then also, like this Bedford I've been working on, and same with any military vehicle, they were built for the army. They were built top spec. If the government are building things for themselves, oh, they've got all the money in the world. Oh yeah, just build anything. Oh, but when it comes to the people, no, we need to tax you more. We haven't got enough money. We ain't got enough money to fix the roads. No, of course not. Honestly, if you can't see, the more I talk about it and the more I meet people and talk about it, it's just like, well, yeah, it's so obvious. How do these other people not see it? Like, it's so obvious. Why would buying a mined lithium battery EV car that depreciates in value in the in 2 years by about 50% and done like 10,000 miles? They are so cheap because nobody wants them. They are heavy, ruining the roads. And if you look on YouTube at these old vans and any old diesel and any old army truck, even old petrols are good too. I just like diesel, but old petrols are good too. You can see them going firing up a car that's been sat in, it's a 40-year-old car and it's been sat in the field for 20, 25 years. And, you know, with a new battery, clear the fuel lines out, they pretty much always come to life. Pretty much always. Some of the comments on some of those videos that I've watched is, good luck doing this with a Tesla. Their systems will be outdated in 20 years. Their battery will be so beyond you'd need a new 20 grand battery. It's like, it's so true. How is that good for the environment when you've got to replace the bad bit of the car, which is the lithium battery, that has to be mined anyway, just like fossil fuels? How is that better for the environment? Just because you can't see the emissions coming out of your car, that doesn't mean it's better for the environment. Mate, I know a lot of you don't agree with EVs, but it just baffles me, man. And it's the same with new vehicles, with like the emissions thing. They're putting all these extra things on, but they're having to spend all the time and materials designing these new things like DPFs and stuff that then clog up. Then you need to spend hundreds of pounds, put chemicals through DPFs, to clean them out. And then what do you do with all that fluid? You have to chuck it away into the sewers, which probably goes into the sea or wherever else they dump it. It's not cleaner. You're running it on, do an old one and run it on veg oil. That is much cleaner, much cleaner. You're running it on already used fuel. That's why, as well, I don't buy rapeseed oil or vegetable oil, because it's not good for us. It was never designed for us. Diesel engines originally back in the day were heavy oil engines. They were designed to run on oil. Old listers, even my engine would do it, but I don't want to do it. They run on engine oil. They run on any kind of heavy oil. They are oil when compressed. That's why diesels have such high compression. Diesels, when compressed, that's where the bang comes from. You haven't got a spark plug, obviously. You warm the fluid up. That's why you have a glow plug. That makes the fluid more like viscous and if it's cold, it's not likely to explode. But when it's nice and warm, that's why veg oil, I looked into it, veg oil is 5 times thicker. That's why like you have like heaters sometimes in line on the filters and stuff. But the oil, when compressed, explodes. That's what creates, it's compressing oil. Diesel, engine oil, vegetable oil, any of it. rapeseed oil and all of that stuff was designed for lubrication purposes. And then they thought, oh, it's cheap, we'll cook stuff in it. And it's not good for humans. It's really not. I use coconut oil or olive oil to cook, that's it. Do occasionally do the old bit of deep frying, but that's like once a month, if that. But yeah, try not to. Yeah. I don't want to ramble on too much, but I just wanted to add on a few more bits about climate change and its questionability. Because that's the thing, like, yeah, the icebergs and that lot are melting and, you know, whatever they say are happening. But as I say, you look back in 100 years, like what they're showing you, and it's like, oh, it's disaster. You look back in thousands of years, like they're not showing you, it's been hotter. It's been hotter, that there wasn't. And then it went colder, and then there was an ice age, and then it warmed up again. Like, the Earth goes through these cycles. It's not bad, yet they're trying to tell us this is not normal, and that we need to spend loads of tax money on doing all of this stuff, when instead you should just be fixing the roads and trying to make old, reliable vehicles that just need a few parts to run, not a new engine every year, or 5 years, or however long it takes for one of these modern engines to go bang. Yeah. I want to move to Africa, but it proves hard. But I don't know, because moving to Europe after Brexit's hard. And I think almost moving to Africa would be just as easy, because once you get your residence visa out there, you don't have to fucking come back and forth. Like, well, obviously once you get your residence visa in Europe, you can do that. But, my mates out there have been doing it for over 2 years, probably three years now, getting on. And they're still coming back and forth from Europe to the UK or to Africa every 3 months. And don't get me wrong, if you're interested in travelling like I am, it's not really a problem. But to have to do that still while you're still waiting on residency is a bit of a pain in the arse. A lot of a pain in the arse. So, yeah. And at the end of the day, it's still part of the EU, which is still trying to battle climate change like it's this big problem when it's not. Don't get me wrong, I was there. I'm not trying to say I'm smarter than everyone. I went to the Extinction Rebellion protest before you realise that Extinction Rebellion were funded by strange places, and yeah. If you look at the funding of places, that often tells you the truth. Like the funding of the ULEZ and the funding of 5-minute cities, and yeah. It's not good. It's not good. We need people to wake up and go, no, we're not going to buy your EVs. We're going to buy these old diesels and we're going to drive them in the cities and not pay the taxes. I don't care. Interesting point, actually. And I don't know. If you've got an old van, it has to be before 2000, because I've tried a few 2000s and they don't work. So the Scotland low emission zone, the Gov UK one, the England one, I went through Bath and I had to pay £9 just for going around a corner. Absolutely ridiculous. Shouldn't have paid it really, but it was £9, so I was like, it's just not worth the hassle. But Rose is not compliant in any of them, as you would expect. If I go into London, because she doesn't even have a Euro status, she's not even LES compliant, let alone ULEZ. So I have to pay the £100 plus the £12.50 per day. £112.50 per day. Crazy. Scotland's low emission zone though, Aberdeen, Glasgow and Edinburgh, I put Rose's reg in, tick. Apparently she's compliant. I've put a few like bigger T2s in, like 507s and stuff, not compliant, because she's not a historic vehicle, it's 1995. And then I put Chelsea's van in, both my parents' vans, which are all early 2000s vehicles with like a Euro 4 status. Nope, all not compliant as well. Makes me want to drive it through it just to see if they get me or not. And if they do, I'll go, well look, your system said yes, it's fine. And I tested my mate's 410D that I was on about, and I tested some other T1s with the same engine. It seems to be this engine seems to be okay in the late 90s. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's not just my van that's doing that. So, you know, apparently Scotland's okay with Rose. And there should be things, if you're running out of veg oil, it should be a tick anyway. Yeah, man. Anyway, that's my rant for today. If you've got any comments and stuff, again, please do let them down below. I'm enormously grateful for all the new subscribers off the last one. I think got like 50 subscribers or 60 even off that. So absolutely amazing. We're pretty much at 5,000 now. And if we are by this time, I'm sure this video will probably ticker over. So if it is, then thank you all for 5,000. It's been a mega journey, and I hope you all enjoy the ride for the future upgrades the rest of the West Coast series from the winter. The future upgrades that some have come and some are still on their way, and it's going to make Rose this absolute overlander beast, basically. I've got to try and shed some weight somewhere though to maintain her 3.5 tons, but otherwise she's going to be this proper cross-continent beast. And then also on top of that, the cross-continent travelling that's coming this winter. So there is lots and lots to come, and I'm really excited to share it with you all. So yeah, please do subscribe. Please do let a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the video. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on today's society and all of the bollocks that I was talking about. I'm sure pretty much all of you agree with what I'm saying. Some of you like your early 2000s vehicle, and I get, you know, they're more refined. A lot of the early 2000s stuff, be it common rail with a basic ECU, is dead reliable. I get it. And some of you have had experience with removing the Vauxhall Movano glow plugs with no problem, but either way, it's still a design flaw that if it does rust in, you then have to replace the head, which is stupid, because at least normally you can crack them and drill them out and fit. Apparently you can't even drill these ones out. So yeah, nah. Older is better. Even older than Rose is better, but I find the 90s is like pucker. But if I was to get some land and get a car that I wanted to like travel around, it would be a 4x4 diesel. If it was in this country, it would have to be tax and MOT exempt, so like 80s. I was looking at an old Nissan Patrol, I think it was, because they're really good. And it was only about 3 grand, because usually they're like 6, 7, 8 grand. So 3 grand is not bad for one of them. It was like 1988, so in 3 years it's tax and MOT exempt. And that's what you want, because you can go to the government and not pay tax too, which is, that's the one thing about Rose. I've still got 10 years for that. 10 years. So yeah. But anyway, I'm going to finish this one here. If you did enjoy it, as I say, make sure you subscribe. Sorry, this is like the second ending, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to try and get out 3 videos a week. It's my aim, but depending on work, like I was working like 12 hours this week. It's been hard, but one of these quick ones is easy to edit, and I'm going to try and get that other one out, and then the West Coast series, and we'll just see how we get, basically. I'll see when I get time, and I'll try and get some videos together. Anyway, catch you next one. Go enjoy the outside, enjoy the sun while it's here, and go for a cold swim, because it makes you feel better.